Hey guys, SuperCoach God here, and as you can see, um, only 21% of you are subscribed. So bloody chuck us up because we're nearly at 500 now. We're at like 470 or something, 460. And yeah, it means a lot. So it doesn't take much, but yeah, it means a lot to me. So cheers. All right, so let's get into the team. My final trades. We're gonna go through a few trade options. But firstly, I'd like to stress that we're only getting, there's two players that I'm just that convinced I'm getting out of, that I'm not going to worry about anyone else. So that is Hopper and Chandler. Whereas if we think about it, if we do this, we only have 576k, and that would keep Hopper on the bench for a week. If that was at about 660, then I'd um, be happy to keep Hopper for 1 week, but I can't do that. So these two are coming out. Now let's go through a few options. We can go a Petrarca to and then Goulden, and then we can go Sharp. That's one option we have. But Petrarca's injured, so that's not going to work. And I'm not going to take someone who's got an injury cloud over them, even if they play. Now we've got. You've also got your Caleb Sarongs, and then we can get a Harry Sharp. So let's move going back there. I'm not hot on Berry or Drury, so I was hot on Berry the week before. I was planning on getting him in this week, but Sharp just impressed me more, and yeah, we can get an Anderson. Let's go hot a lot. Let's see the highest play we can get. So the highest play we can get is Petrarca, then Anderson, then Libba as well. Libba's interesting. I don't know if he can hold up on 118.5 average for the rest of the year. I mean, it's more than likely that he can. Due to him, he doesn't really get tagged. He just like bloody tackles everyone in his sight. So I wonder what his tackle numbers are, but yeah, it's nuts. Who else? So we got Walsh as well at 117. At 610. He got 117 last week. He's averaging 115. I think he is a good option, but I think there's just way better options at cheaper prices. But yeah, I think Walsh as a starting pick next year could be massive. Caleb Sarong, 114 average. He's 606, so I probably like Sarong a bit more than Walsh. It might probably will surprise a lot of people, but one, it gives you that extra 4K, which isn't much, but two, I think they'll average around the same amount, and that 4K could actually come in massive handy. Like, you have no idea what we could do with 4K. It could be the difference between a Petrarca and an Anderson at some point. Like, you never know. Or like I don't know, English and a Darcy, for example. Like, there's just a couple of examples. Then we could also get Chera. So what we're going to do here, we're going to put Gould in the midfield, in the forward line, and we're just going to go. We're going to get Sharp in, and we're going to get a midfielder. So that's probably the main idea that we're going for this week. I could also leave Gooden in the midfield and get a backman or a forward. But I'm a Pies fan. Sorry, that was a sneeze. Oh my god, I think I just broke like a 4 video streak. Yeah, so I could get a defender or a forward, like a Tom Stewart or a Cameron, but I think the midfield is in dire need of some improvements, and that's what we're going to go for. So we got 699k, so we can get anyone in the comp. We can get any player in the comp right now. But I have to think about next week's trades and can I upgrade next week? I don't know yet because I want to probably keep Ashcroft for another week because if he gets like an 85, his break even's gonna be really nice, which would mean that I'm gonna have to get rid of, let's say, a Wilmot, whose break even might still be good after next week, depending on what he scores. Maybe even a Mitchell, who's got a 5 break even, but if he gets what did he score last week? If he gets like a 65, his break even's gonna be good again. So I don't know. I think my rookies are just doing really well at the moment. Could be a Van Ruin if he scores really badly, but Van Ruin's break even might even go down a bit. Like if it beats a 48, which isn't out of the picture. Like, who are they playing? Port? Their tall backs are pretty poor, I'd say. So, yeah. We're in a really, I feel like we're in a good spot with rookies. Davies definitely one. I think I'm just going to have to hold at 194. I might be able to do, if I do it, I might not upgrade next week and I might do a one trade type thing, Davey to someone. But, that's for next week. Maybe he hits that break even. And I don't think he hasn't done that all year. His highest is 66. So it'd be a massive score if he did. And we'll just reset his break even the next week. So yeah, who else do we have? And it's also Indigenous round. So maybe he shows up and has a kicks 5 or something. Because Indigenous players seem to really thrive under this round. And it's a great thing that this round is a part of the AFL season because I think they deserve it. Adam Chera, so he's 600k. I probably wouldn't pick him. There was one player that a lot of people are talking about that I'm not picking. It's Matt Kennedy. People think Matt Kennedy is a good pick. I can't believe it. He got 189. He only got 89. So we're gonna go on DFS Australia and check his CBAs. So if we go Carlton. So his CBAs this week were at 57%. And I don't know. I don't know why that's changed all of a sudden. If you can see here, Hewitt's has dropped by 9%. Pitnet's dropped by 10%. So I don't know what's going on there. Because he's a ruck, so that shouldn't worry him. Walsh has gone down 3%. Cripps went up 12%. And still got a 60. So I don't know what's happened. Oh, Chera's got. So I don't know if they prefer Kennedy in there. The only thing with Kennedy is he's been a sub early in the season. Like, have a look at this: a 16, a 0, a 32, a 20. Oh wait, they're not scores. Oh my goodness, yeah, here. I think he was a sub for these 2 games, maybe this game. Not 100%, or it was a sub here and got put on really early. So do they persist with Kennedy in the midfield? I'm not sure, and I can't be taking risks like that at this point in the season. But yeah, his break even will be really nice next week. I don't know if you pick him if he gets another 85. Let's say he gets to like a 90. Let's say he gets a 90. Do you pick him next week? I still don't think you do. He'd have to score a 110. And even then, we saw what happened with Setterfield. Like, these picks just don't turn out well. In hindsight, the only one that really turned out well was Himmelberg last year. And he's like a back forward. But we won't go into that. He played really well second half of the season. Just before his bye and then continuously. And I didn't pick him and it was silly. So, anyway. So who else can we pick? We got a Laird. He's going to drop again next week. So I think we're going to pick up Laird or a Neil next week, who's got a 155 break even due to him getting this 63 score. So I think Neil next week could be a game changer. I think he'll improve after his bye. What bye does he have? So he's got the good bye in round 12. This is what could really change our seasons. Because I think I've got 8 premiums in the round 15 bye. So all my upgrades have just been based on getting players ready for that round 15. My team ready for round 15. And I think Neil at cheaper price would look really good. I might have to wait another week and maybe cop a 10k price rise or something. But I think it'll be cheaper than this number in 2 weeks. Actually, I can't get him in 2 weeks. I'll get him after his bye. Why don't I just get him after his bye? That could be perfect. So yeah. Next week we've established I'm only going to get we have to do this again. Oh my goodness, we have to do this again. So now Sharp's coming in. It's going to work. Okay, we're going to refresh the app. This is what is going on. Hopper, Chandler, Goulden. What is going on? Okay, Hopper, Chandler, Goulden. There we go. And then we're going to go a mid, so Sharp. And I'm going to get straight into it. I had 3 players to pick in between this week. And I think other people have a lot more people they're considering. So my first one was Darcy Cameron at Cameron at 594k, but people don't remember that he's missed 6 games, which I know it's a great comeback if he plays this week. I think it was meant to be out for 8 to 10, so it's a great comeback. But people don't realise that 6 games actually can make you drop in form quite significantly, and with Cox just coming off a really good game, I think it's going to be a 50-50 ruck split. They don't actually have to play Cameron this week. They can just relax on him, maybe play him in the VFL and bring him back next week, and that I'd definitely find a way to get him in next week if he's in next week, if he gets a VFL game under his belt. Whereas I don't think I can pick him when he's coming first game back into the AFL. He's probably going to get a 70, I predict, which would make him good for next week. But even then, he might even go down in price after that other score gets out of his system. So it's a really tough one. I'm going to put Goulden back in here. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put Davey. Now Van Ruin on field, and we're going to have 6 midfielders. I don't know, we're going to decide on that later. So on Friday night, I'll get to my trade first. But so we have a few. We have Matt Rao. I was considering him, and I can't go there. Because what happens when I get Took still out for quite a while, but what happens when Took comes back? Does he go back to these? Or does he stay on this trajectory where he's just been dominant? I don't know. So, and Parrish is out, so we can't go Parrish, and guess who else is out? We're gonna news. Setterfield to miss. So Setterfield's not playing. So Abs Magic, you need to get him out. Actually, I think he is. I watched his video last night. But anyway, and we're going to go on DFS Australia. And we're actually going to look at Essendon. So if we have a look here, Setterfield was getting 62% of CBAs last week. And who's dropped? Merritt's. He went to 62. And his rose when Setterfield got 0. So my thought process to this is Merritt's has to go up, because otherwise they have no midfield. Shields will stay about the same, maybe go up a little, because someone's going to take up this 62%. Drapers will stay the same. Phillips will stay the same. And I reckon Jade Stringers could go up. Now, people have been telling me when I've recommended Stringer as a player, when you just put him up there, they've said, no, why would you go there? Look at when he had 80% CBAs. He got a 145. See? 80%? 145. He then did get if it wants to show. Oh my god. He then got a 83 with 55%. And then what did he get? And then he got a 62 with about 38%. So it's around like, it's pretty consistent scorings for the amount of CBAs he's actually getting. So I think if he can go up to like an 80% CBA roll, he's got the break even of 109, so you don't have to get him in Nick this week. But if he's looking like he's going to keep doing it, he could actually be a very nice cheap pickup. But that is dependent on whether Setterfield and Parrish are out for a while. So will I pick him? Probably not. Definitely not this week, but probably not next week. But who knows? We just got to just keep an eye out on him. Now, a midfielder to trade in. So this is why we are going Zach Merritt. Zach Merritt, with his CBAs up, we can have a look here. Zach Merritt. He had 72 last week. Let's just complete trades, because this is what I'm doing. We'll put Merritt into there. And we can actually, I'll talk about it after, but so Merritt got 72 against Port, 72%. He got a 106. I think they'll be higher than that. He got the 62 and he got a 95. Like, it's pretty accurate on what he's getting. Then he got a 38% and got a 91, which was just... But just have a look at his scores, right? He doesn't really, like, drop a bad game, per se. Yeah, I mean, his lowest score of the season was, an 88? And I know he's had, like, 4 scores under 100. And only the 4 over. But his ones over 100 are actually really good. So I dead set think that Zach Merritt for the second half of the season is the best pick you can go for. But yeah, and so what we're going to do in terms of VC and captain options, we're going to VC Oliver and captain Bond. So Oliver plays the Friday night against Port. Will he get tagged? Most likely. But in case he doesn't, it's too hard to give up. And then we're going to go Bont, playing on the Saturday at 2:10 at Mars Stadium. Oh, Mars. It is Mars Stadium. I mean, I don't know what he scores at Mars. Let's see if this comes up. I don't know what to think. Can we base this off where he played? I don't know. Do they play what's it called? Do they play Adelaide every year there? He did get a 200 against them. So these two were at Mars. This was at Heritage. Oh, COVID year. So these two are at Mars. So I'm not gonna put the captain on him. No way. I just made up my mind during the video. So who do we put the captaincy on? I like a Merritt. I do like a Merritt. I like a Dacos. And I also like a Dawson. Now let's have a look at Dawson's scores against Bulldogs. He got a 141. Oh, because he didn't play at Mars last year. So at Mars he got an 81. Yeah, it's tough. It's a hard week for a captain. I think I'm just going to stick with the captain on Bont for now. And if anything changes, I'll let you know in the Friday night review, depending on what Clary scores. But anyway, guys, that's the video. And yeah, so Merritt's coming in, Sharp's coming in. We're gonna move Shinkotta back, I think. Yeah. So Merritt's coming in, Sharp's coming in, Hopper and Chandler have come out. So that's the consensus. I think this is a very popular trade. I think this is like probably the most popular trade you can find. But yeah, I really like the Merritt pick. So that's the video, guys. Comment down your trades and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll post another final trades video if I do change my mind. I'll post a team sheets video tonight. It'll be late though, so but yeah, so get on that if you want to. They'll probably be out at about 9 p.m. So yeah, have a good one, guys. Cheers.